Hey, my friends, welcome to the Healthy Real Food Podcast. This week, we are going to be celebrating the new year by going back to one of the previous podcast episodes about vision boards. This is an exercise I think is so important. Our mind is our greatest tool on our health journey, and we got to make it work for us, not against us. And so, one of the ways that we can do that is with visualization. So, I just wanted to bring this podcast episode back into your feed in honor of the new year and hopefully to give you some inspiration on how to create the vision that you have for 2026. This is episode number 226 of the Healthy Real Food Podcast, Visualization for Weight Loss Success. This is the Healthy Real Food Podcast. I'm your coach, Erin Hart, a registered nurse and health coach who understands the struggle of feeling out of control around food and has walked the path of transformation. If you are a woman who feels powerless against your cravings and is ready to live your life with more energy, mental clarity, and purpose, there is hope. Here we believe that with God, a mindset of unstoppability, and consistent execution of a winning strategy, anything is possible for you. So if you're ready to find freedom from food addiction, take control of your health, and pursue your dreams with renewed energy, support, and accountability, let's go. Hey everyone, welcome to Monday Mindset on the Healthy Real Food Podcast. So today's topic is visualization. And we are going to discuss how to use vision boards to aid in your visualization to help you to create the life you want. Vision is an important part of mastering your mindset for sustainable weight loss success. And as we all know, losing weight is a mental game. And the success framework of mindset, strategy, and execution is mostly mindset. 80% of success is mindset. And 20% is strategy and tactics, right? It's not really so much about the how, it's more about the why and where you're going. So that's why we focus so much on mastering our mindset in this program, because the thing that is keeping us from achieving the life that we want is right between our ears, and it's our brain. So as we discuss in the Success Path course, as we discuss mastering your mindset, you need to have a clear vision, a deep reason why, and we got to learn to control our thoughts. But first is vision. Vision is everything. And as Napoleon Hill once said, and I'm paraphrasing, whatever man can conceive and believe, he can achieve. Whatever a man can conceive and believe, he can achieve. So success starts in our mind. Last week, when we were discussing the power of your subconscious mind in the group coaching calls, Mary Ellen taught us what she had learned in the past about vision boards. And I loved what she said. I was so inspired by her. So this week, I have been studying all about vision boards and watching a lot of videos about it. I teach a lot about visualization in this program, but I've never used vision boards myself. The way that I have practiced visualization is, and I'll talk about this a little bit more later, but it's more in my mind. But I've had clients who have told me that, I really can't see it. Like I'm trying to see my success and visualize it. I'm trying to visualize the obstacles and see myself overcoming them, but I have a really hard time creating that picture in my mind. So vision boards are such an incredible tool to help us to develop this skill of visualization. So my daughters and I, we made our own vision boards this week, and I'm so excited about sharing with you what I've learned and how it can assist you with your practice of visualization that we talk about in the Success Path course. You've probably heard of vision boards before, but today I want to talk about how to actually use a vision board in a way that helps you to actually achieve your goals. And we're not going to just talk about putting pretty pictures on a board. We're going deeper into how to make visualization work for you, how to engage your emotions, and how to train your brain to bring your goals to life. Visualization is so powerful because an architect never built a building that he didn't see first in his mind. And in order for us to bring our goals, our dreams into fruition, we first have to be able to see them and to imagine them and believe that it's possible. So that is the first step to creating the life that you want, thinking about and deciding what you want, and then imagining that it's real, pretending that it's real. It's really that easy. What visualization does is it takes your big dream or goal and it simply puts it into your mind. Okay, so we're getting it, your big dream or goal, and we're getting it into your mind. We are planting a seed. And when we nurture that seed, and by consistently thinking about it, learning about it, focusing on it, it will grow. So Tony Robbins says that where focus goes, energy flows. So the first step to changing our lives is to decide what we want and then focus on it. Focus on it. We don't want to focus on what we don't want. We don't want to water that plant, that things that we don't want. So we want to focus on what we do want. This is a skill that you can learn. Again, just like riding a bike, just like learning an instrument. If you have struggled with visualization in the past, a vision board can be a really great tool to help you to train your mind and emotions. So let's get started and talk about the basics. So, what exactly is a vision board? At its core, a vision board is a physical, visual representation of your dreams and your goals. So it's a collection of visual elements like pictures, words, quotes, or symbols that represent what you want to achieve in your life. But here's the thing, just looking at the board every now and then, it's not enough. Or just looking at it every day is really not enough. You need to know how to use it. And that's where all of the magic happens. The power isn't actually in the board, right? The power is in your mind. And as Kirk Duncan says, seeing is believing, and believing is achieving. So by seeing what we want and practicing believing that it can be possible, practicing believing that it's inevitable, that is what is going to help us to achieve it ultimately. Creating a vision board is about training your mind to focus on the things that you really want. Because when we lose sight of our destination, we lose motivation. Have you ever experienced that before? When you get really gung ho about a goal, but then you just stop focusing on it, you lose your motivation. And if you don't have a clear direction of where you're headed or where you want to go, it can be very easy to get caught up in things that aren't actually good for you or aren't actually going to get you to your goal. So creating a vision board, it's a powerful way of getting to know yourself and helping you to focus on what is truly the most important in your life. So how do we make a vision board that actually works? Okay, so here are the steps. Step 1 is to first just decide what it is that you want in your life. And that's a really powerful question. What do you want? And it's not selfish. It's not selfish to focus on things that you want, because when you can show up in your life and you can feel fulfilled and whole, really, it's the best gift that you can give to the people in your life, is to be able to show up that way and to achieve your own self-actualization. Step 2 is simply finding a picture or a close representation of that desire, of your goal, your dream, and then writing a short description about it. Your mind responds really strongly to visual images. And when you're creating your vision board, don't just choose images that represent the final outcome, but you can also choose images and words that represent how you want to feel when you achieve it. And choose pictures that remind you of the process that's going to get you there. So, for example, if your goal is to achieve your dream body, don't just put a picture of a fit, healthy person on there. Add images that remind you of the habits and the daily steps that will get you there, like meal prep, journaling, or a picture of you when you felt the way that you want to feel. Now, if you don't know how to get from where you are right now to where it is that you want to be, that's okay. You have permission to just believe that you can do it, even though you don't know how to do it. Okay? You don't have to know how to get there yet. You can just simply put what it is that you want on the board. Okay? Because what's amazing is that your brain will figure it out. Your brain will figure it out. When we practice pretending that it's real, even when we don't know how, as we as then our brain starts looking, brain starts finding ways. Uh, we want to not just focus on visualizing the final outcome, but also the process as well. And visualizing the anticipated obstacles that may get in your way and watch yourself in your mind overcome those obstacles. That's the real power of visualization. So while visualizing the end result is so powerful on its own, and just believing that it's possible, even though you don't know how at first, eventually the goal, in my opinion, is to start shifting your daily visualization to the process and watching yourself in your mind overcome every obstacle and just imagining not just yourself achieving the outcome, but stepping into the feeling that you're going to feel when you do, or that you imagine that you'll feel when you do. Your vision of your ideal life, it shouldn't just be focused on stuff or outcomes so much, but really we want to focus more on the way that we want to feel, because that is true quality of life. It's our emotion. That's what we're really seeking, is the emotions that we imagine that we'll feel when we get to that goal. But the amazing thing is that we can start to practice feeling those emotions now. And by practicing the feeling that you'll have when you accomplish what's on your board, it will help you to wake up with energy, and it will help you to wake up and be in a state that will help you to take action toward it. It's pretty amazing. So practice the feeling that you're going to have, or that you imagine that you'll have when you accomplish what's on your board. How is it going to feel to achieve your goal body? How do you imagine that will feel for you to wake up with energy, to feel comfortable and confident in your clothes, or to enjoy a sense of peace around food in your body? Just imagine that in as much detail as you can and try to step into the feeling, the emotions of it. The more you practice feeling that way, the more your brain starts believing that it's possible for you. So suspend your disbelief while you're looking at your vision board. A big mistake is to have doubt when you're looking at your board. Just suspend your disbelief. Even if you don't know how it's going to happen for you, just give yourself permission to believe that it will. Just for a few moments each day, a few minutes, let yourself fully immerse in that experience. Once you have your pictures and your descriptions, put them on your vision board. Like a cork board works really great, because you want to be able to add and remove easily. When you achieve a goal, you're going to want to take it down and put it somewhere special where you can celebrate that, and then replace it with something else. So it's really nice to have something that's pretty visually, like a cork board with a frame or something, and just try to make it look nice. Have fun with it, but don't get caught up in perfectionism if you don't have the exact right image or frame or whatever. And also, don't add too many pictures to your board. You don't want to visualize chaos. So just only choose 3 to 5 things to focus on and to put on your board and focus on those. So step 3 is then, once you have that vision board, is to practice the daily visualization. So now that you've created your vision board, the next step is just making it part of your daily routine. And one of the best times to use your vision board is right when you wake up in the morning and right before bed, because the subconscious mind is the most receptive upon awakening or just before going to sleep. So at that time, we wanted to spend 2 to 3 minutes just looking at it and imagining that it's reality, pretending that it's already real, and stepping into those emotions. So when you practice pretending it's already happening, you start to engage your emotions, which is key. Studies show that visualization, especially when it's tied to a really strong emotion, can actually stimulate the brain in a way that prepares it to take action. In fact, studies on athletes show that visualization works almost as well as physical practice. Isn't that incredible? The power of your mind, that for Olympic athletes or athletes of a high level, they practice this visualization and it works almost as well as the physical practice that they do. Elite athletes regularly use visualization techniques to mentally rehearse their moves before a game, and it's been proven to enhance their performance. Your brain can't fully distinguish between what's real and what is vividly imagined. So, by practicing visualization, you're priming your mind and your body for success. Think about what you already accomplished and what you're grateful for too, right? You don't have to just take this time to focus on what you want that you don't have, right? But like we're trying to focus on what we know that we will and just practicing believing it. But at the same time, for me, I find it important to also celebrate my wins that I've already accomplished and to recognize the things that I'm so grateful for today. And as we practice feeling these emotions, you're going to have a greater ability to take action during the day toward your dreams, and it's going to help you to get a better result in your life. So, step 4 is really just getting clear on the details. So, once you know what you want and you stretch your thinking, imagine what it's going to be like. Start thinking about pondering all of the details. Journal in detail about what it's going to look like, how it will feel. Get really specific on what it means for you to accomplish your goal and why it's important for you. Start looking for ideas to make it happen and learn all that you can about it. So once you know what you want, now you got to educate yourself on that thing. So learn all that you can about it so you can clearly see it in your mind. And that leads us to a really important concept of the reticular activating system, or RAS. So we want to engage the part of your mind called the reticular activating system. So the reticular activating system, it's a network of neurons in your brain that acts as a filter for information. So it's like the filter of your mind, because there are so many things that we could focus on, but our mind really just is able to focus on a little bit at a time, right? So think of it as the gatekeeper of your attention. So when you repeatedly focus on something like your vision board, the reticular activating system starts to prioritize those things. And throughout the day, it's going to help you to notice opportunities and resources and even people that can help you to achieve your goal. It's like if you've ever bought a new car and then suddenly you start seeing that same model of car everywhere that you go, right? And that's your reticular activating system in action. Or if someone tells you, don't look at don't think of brown, right? Or then we start to look at everything that's brown. So the more that you look at your vision board and connect with it emotionally, the more your brain is going to filter out distraction and help you to focus on the things that bring your goals into life. Creating a vision board, it's not just about wishful thinking, it's about training your brain to stay focused on what you want. It keeps your goals front and center, and it helps you to take action that aligns with your goals. So if you want to run 5 miles, if that's a dream that you have, learn all that you can about running. Find a book or a podcast about running. Talk to someone who can run 5 miles and learn from them. Learn from people that have been successful at what you're trying to do. So visualization is so powerful because each day when we layer it, and it's the layering of the visualizations that really helps us to start to rebuild our belief system, as we talked about last week, what we choose to think about consciously, what we tell ourselves with our internal dialogue becomes ingrained in our subconscious mind. And our subconscious mind is a million times more powerful than our conscious mind. So we want to fill our mind consciously goodness and hope and practice feeling faith, love, and peace, and practice the power of conscious thinking, because that is really what's going to change your stories inside and your subconscious mind. So pretend and imagine your success each day as if it's reality. A big mistake that you can make is not being consistent with visualization. So put your vision board by your bed or somewhere where you can focus on it when you wake up for a few minutes, and then again right before you go to bed. Just look at it and pretend. Pretend that it's real and allow yourself to feel how you think you'll feel then and right now. Allow yourself to practice feeling the way that you imagine that you'll feel then. Practice certainty, like it's Christmas Eve and the presents are already under the tree. The purpose of a vision board and priming your day in this way by focusing on what you're grateful for, your wins, and what you want is that when you constantly see the images and the words of your vision board, it gets into your subconscious mind and your reality starts being molded into that picture. As Jack Canfield once said, he said, "Your brain will work tirelessly to achieve the statements that you give your subconscious mind." Your brain will work tirelessly to achieve the statements that you give your subconscious mind. Your brain wants to prove yourself right. So feed it these inspiring images. When I was 284 pounds, I didn't have a vision board, but I did practice this daily visualization each day. When I was putting my little girl down for her nap each day, I would hold her in her dark room on the rocking chair, and I would just imagine myself in my goal body. I would close my eyes. I would see myself as a happy, loving, energetic mom. I would imagine climbing to the top of a mountain, teaching my kids to ski, which at that time was impossible for me to do. I was not able to do it at that time. But by doing that every day, by training my mind, practicing this visualization in less than a year, miraculously, that became my reality. And I just want to share with you that I have a deep belief that with God, all things are possible for us. And that God is your biggest cheerleader. He wants to help you. Like Henry Ford said, whether you believe that you can or you can't, you're right. When you're looking at your vision board, don't you dare allow doubt to creep in. If you have negative self-talk, that's normal and that happens, right? Our brain wants to fight us sometimes when we're trying to take our lives to the next level because it's out of our comfort zone. So when you have that negative self-talk and you notice that, what I want you to do is just take a pen and a paper, and I want you to write down all of those negative thoughts that you're thinking. Write them down on a paper and then crumple them up and throw them away or burn them, right? So get them out of your head and be really careful to just nip those negative thoughts in the bud when they're small. I love the saying, to kill the monster when it's a baby, right? Because these precious dreams that you have are so fragile, and we can't allow the doubt and the negative self-talk. We need to protect our dreams and our goals and nurture them. So as you're trying to build your belief, that negative mind chatter can tear it down. So as Jim Rohn once said, stand guard at the door of your mind. When you achieve a milestone or a goal that you have on your vision board, make it a huge deal and celebrate it. Celebrate it in some way. So don't be a perfectionist. If you are close to achieving the goal, just celebrate it. Count it. Okay, take the picture and the description down. Write a summary of what happened and how it felt. And then put it in a special notebook that you can look at and see your progress backwards. So and then you can replace, make room for a new dream and goal on your board. So the joy in our lives is not actually in the achievement of goals. It's not actually, we think that it is, right? We think that we'll be happy when we get to our goal body, but it's actually the pursuit, the process of pursuing it that brings us joy in our lives. And men are that they may have joy. I love that scripture because that is the purpose of our lives. And joy in our lives comes from progress, not from achievement. So you have unlimited potential. Your mind is so powerful. You need to tap into that power. Kirk Duncan, a life coach, he once said, when you activate your mind, you activate your life. When you activate your mind, you activate your life. I believe that with God, all things are possible, but He can't help us unless we know what we want and we ask for it. We ask for help and we do all that we can. I use this visualization and priming each day to guide my prayers and to ask for help. So for those of you who are on a health journey to lose weight with a sugar and flour-free lifestyle and achieve your goal body, visualizing your goal body isn't about vanity. It's about feeling confident, strong, healthy now before you achieve your goal body. So practice feeling those emotions now. You don't have to wait until you achieve the goal to feel that way. And practice feeling those emotions now as if you already achieved it. How are you going to walk and talk and live in that body and start pretending to do that now? So when you can feel that ahead of time, it changes the way that you show up each day. So to become the future version of ourselves, first we have to pretend to be her. So as you do this, you'll make choices that align with the version of yourself that you're becoming. And that is the real power of visualization. It pulls you toward your goals. Creating a vision board, it's a powerful way to keep your mind focused on what you want, and combining it with daily visualization practices, it can help you to take action towards your goals. Remember, it's not just about visualizing the outcome. It's about seeing the process, visualizing yourself overcoming obstacles, and feeling the way that you want to feel once you have achieved it. So if you don't have one, I encourage you to get started on your vision board this week. Take time to really ponder on your goals, how you want to feel, and start collecting images and words that reflect. Let your vision board be a daily reminder of what you're working toward and a tool to help you to train your mind and your emotion so that you can achieve it. I love you guys so much. Until next time, keep visualizing, keep taking massive action. I can't wait to celebrate all of your success with you. Thanks for listening today. If you enjoyed this podcast, you're going to love my coaching program. If you're struggling and want to lose weight for the last time, I can help you. Just imagine living in your goal body and having peace with food. Your success is guaranteed. To learn more about how to get support, guidance, and accountability so you can find peace with food, achieve your goal body this year, and have more energy, visit www.healthyrealfood.com. While you're there, click the link to my schedule for a free one-to-one coaching call so we can get you started on your success path. You have the power to create the life that you want. This is the year of you. I'm cheering you on. Now go win the day. You got this.